So it is about 15 minutes before the update drops, which involves the Assassin Tower. I think the first video I'm going to do is about the Assassin Tower in its entirety, but they have posted the trailer early, as I expected. They posted it about 20 minutes early. So you can see here, Assassin Tower trailer. You can also see the thumbnail for it. Interestingly, the Tower Defense Simulator logo, shut up, it doesn't have the background outline to it. So you can see it is the regular Tower Defense Simulator logo. It's like very similar to this, but it doesn't have the black outline that's seen around the Defense Tower Simulator part. Whereas this one, it's just, I guess, naked. The logo's naked. Fair enough. But you can also see the Assassin Tower. Now, obviously, this being 15 minutes before it is actually about to drop, I don't know anything about it other than the fact that it has a very long blade that's green on a red background. So, firstly, it looks like it's the long green blade. It looks like a sword of some kind, so maybe max level, but it doesn't say anything about the trailer itself. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. And the trailer, oddly enough, starts off with sentries, which doesn't really seem very Assassin Tower-like, does it? So effectively, what these enemies are doing, they're just running away from the sentry gunfire, assuming to be from the engineer, and then they run into a warehouse of sorts, and then the Assassin Tower appears out of nowhere, Freddy Fazbear style. So initially, we get a close-up zoom image of it before seeing the in-game version of it, this being the first in-game leaks of the tower itself. So as you can see here, it holds a small blade, but then this can surely get upgraded. And also it has green trails as it slashes enemies, which is very cool. It also is seen here slashing at enemies, even though it doesn't seem like it's dealing that much damage, because these skeletons here, assuming this is like intermediate mode, they don't have a lot of health. In intermediate mode, which is the highest health in this map that it could possibly be, this being medieval times, it is only 30 health. So the Assassin Tower not dealing that much damage to it, it seems like. But it does seem like it's dealing an area effect damage. So it doesn't look like it's only damaging one enemy. You can see here the slash does appear on two enemies, or at least it does appear that it appears on two enemies. Not entirely sure if it does, but at the very least it looks like 1, 2, 3 enemies, so it can hit multiple enemies, at least from the leaks. It also does appear to be instantly breaking breakers, although I don't know how many shots it's had on this breaker. That being said, a breaker only does have 40 health in intermediate and casual mode, and this could be easy mode. It could only have 15 health, so the Assassin Tower only dealing, let's say 20 health, right, damage. It doesn't seem like that much. Then again, though, this could be like the early levels of the Assassin Tower, and it doesn't even seem like it's destroying slows that quickly, even though, well, it seems like the slow can resist a swing of the Assassin Tower unless the slow isn't hit. The Assassin Tower may have a max hit situation, I don't know yet. It also does look like it gains combos, such as a whirlwind attack every, like, I don't know, third attack or something like that. I kind of noticed it because after it does its whirlwind attack, it stops attacking for a brief period of time, so it looks like it's like some sort of burst attack charge up thing. So who knows? That I reckon that's a new ability that the Assassin Tower, a unique ability that the Assassin Tower is going to have. Then again, though, it's not released yet. I'm only speculating. We'll see how close I am to being right. Interestingly enough, there are some speculation about the sentries being in the trailer being very unique. I'm just reckon that's just a creative interpretation of the engineer's sentry, although, you know, it could be ironic enough. There could be a new sentry or new turret rework in the future. After all, we have got this leak. Not to say that it's confirmed or anything, and it's going to come out this update. After all, the Blow Natural himself has only said Assassin Tower and the Archer rework coming in this update. But additionally, the developers, they can't spell assassin. Assassin has 2 S's here. I'm guilty of the same thing, developers. Like, I am incredibly, what's the word? I can't even say the word. Dyslexic. So, you know, I understand your problems. And then also the description. A new intermediate tower joins the roster. So it's gone from a beginner's tower to an intermediate tower. Send fatal stab and whirlwind slashes towards enemies and throw knives. So the whirlwind slashes, that's the thing that I think is an ability. Get him in shop for 800 coins, so it's going to be a cheap intermediate tower. He joins the organization to conduct covert takedowns of any lingering enemies who think they're safe. So based on this, for 800 coins and the fact that it's an intermediate tower, means that it's probably not going to be the best tower to place down in Tower Defense Simulator. It might be an early game tower, a very early game tower to place down, but it doesn't look like it's going to be like something on the likes of the Warden even, or the Brawler, for example. Those towers, I reckon, in PvP mode, they're used quite often, but the Assassin Tower, not too sure yet. So it kind of looks like they've released the game early because the icon has been updated about 3 minutes before the update is anticipated. This is what the icon looks like here. Green blades. I don't know, actually. I think the green blades, they're not actually green. It's just a reflection of the slash ability that we saw in the trailer. But it does look like the game has updated. So, you know, maybe the update is actually out. Yeah, new tower. Paradoxum Games, what's it? It's the Assassin Tower. Ooh, looks like they got a new loading screen, and Assassin Tower. A new gets him in the shop for 800 coins. Assassin is an early game tower that returns to the roots of the tower defense genre, capable of handling single target threats and crowds with its various combo attacks. So it does look like it's a bit of a slasher original Gladiator because of the combo attacks. Don't know if you remember, but the Gladiator used to have those original attacks which it used to gain with its upgrades. At level 2, the Assassin unlocks a Whirlwind Slash, dealing aerial effect damage to all enemies in range every third hit. So yeah, that's very much like the original Gladiator, because back in the day, it used to gain an ability where it did spin, I think not a 360, but 180. Totally not a Charlie XCX reference there, given the fact that I am going to somewhere tomorrow. At max level, Assassin unlocks Fan of Knives, charging up a deadly attack to throw 3 projectiles in an arc that pierce multiple enemies. Again, that's very much like the original, not the original Slasher Tower, the 2020 Slasher Tower, which it used to throw a volley of knives in 3 at, I believe, level 4 and level 5, or level 3 and level 4 actually, because the level 5 upgrade was removed from the Slasher Tower. So 3 projectiles in an arc that pierce multiple enemies. That's very much like the Slasher Tower. So the Assassin Tower is like a hybrid of the original Gladiator, it seems, but also the Slasher Tower, but more so the Slasher Tower thing. And the volley of knives, yes, that's very much Slasher Tower-like. Additionally, within this update, there's an archery work, including an archery model. I'll talk about that in the next video. There's also a new map called Peer Pressure, which is a play on words, obviously, peer pressure. Coming soon, a medic rework, okay, PvP clans and quests, and a turret refresh. So they did leak this at the start of the very video, at the very start of the trailer, with the new turrets, which is very cool indeed. Improvements, multiple adjustments to enemy sends, bug fixes how elos calculate in PvP, heavier penalties for leaving PvP matches, fix some win trading issues in PvP, fix an issue with the beach name tag, I think you did that a while ago, and expect more fundamental changes to PvP coming soon to improve the experience. Okay, so you got the Assassin Tower, you have the Assassin PvP, there's a different version of it in PvP. I still haven't got round to making all the PvP stuff about it. The Archer, that's going to be soon. And then a whole load of changes to PvP mode, including for the Warden, Scout, Mercenary-based Ranger, Brawler, Necromancer, Pursuit, Mortar, Accelerator, there's a lot, Sniper, Hunter, Militant, Crook Boss, and then consumables. The protein shake cost has increased from 250 to 1,000, energy 550 to 1,400, energy drink consumable 60 to 50 seconds. Okay, load of changes, mostly statistical, nothing too special in terms of new additions, apart from the Assassin Tower. So let's see this Assassin Tower. It's not that expensive, 800 coins, that's between the medic and the shotgun apparently, so 800 coins, and it looks like this. It doesn't have any skins additionally, very interesting. So another tower with no skins. I assume that will change in the near future, given the fact that every evergreen tower in Tower Defense Simulator does have a skin. Now, the update log doesn't say that it has a tower placement limit, I don't think, so I think you can place down multiple assassins. I wonder if it has the smaller placement footprint. It does, so this is unique to the melee towers in Tower Defense Simulator, but also weirdly, I guess, the shotgunner. I mean, obviously the shotgunner is a short-range tower, so it kind of makes sense that it has this. And yes, it doesn't look like that the assassin has a placement limit, apart from the universal placement limit, which for me is 42 because I have skills enabled. This is what the Assassin Tower looks like at level 0. This is what it looks like at level 1. This is what it looks like at level 2. This is what it looks like at level 3. This is what it looks like at level 4. And it has only 4 levels. Interesting. So much like the Slasher Tower of old, really, from 2020 onwards. So the initial placement cost for this is actually only $300. So actually, it works out quite well in some game modes where you can just place down 2 Assassin Towers. Easy mode springs to mind. Now, it has a damage of 2 and a, fire rate of 0.75. So you are looking at, like, probably 2.5 DPS for the Assassin Tower at, $300? I think that's quite reasonable. I mean, obviously, it has short range. I have skills enabled, so I assume that the range of the Slash Tower is about 5.5 normally, or even 5, which is quite short, but nothing out of the ordinary for a melee tower, I'll be honest. I mean, initially, early on, it does look like it has only one slash ability, and that's basically like the slasher tower. I'm just getting slasher tower vibes from this. Next upgrade is CQC training. I don't know what close quarter combat. Ah, okay, very cool. So for this, it's $150. So you can get 2 of these instead of another assassin tower, because that's like half the price of the assassin tower. Range increases from about 5.5 to about 6.5. Okay, and its damage increases from 2 to 3. So 3 damage, 0.75 fire rate at $450. I think that's quite reasonable. But it does struggle slightly when there are more than a couple of enemies. So as you can see here, the enemies, they seem to get past. Obviously, this doesn't apply to PvP mode. PvP mode, that game mode, the towers that are considered early game and beginners and intermediate, they've actually gotten stronger, so it doesn't really apply to that. But in normal survival, the assassin tower doesn't fare quite well with hordes early on, but obviously you can upgrade it. Right, next, after that, it's $600. You get hidden detection at this level, and what's the fire rate decrease from 0.75 to 0.6. Its damage increases from 3 to 8, which is cool. And then you get the Whirlwind Slash, which triggers on every 3rd slash. So that's much like the Gladiator in the past, where it used to have certain combo attacks. It triggers on every 3rd slash. So damage is 8, range is 6, which is roughly the same as the Assassin Tower has normally. But I guess it has like a max hit of higher than, was it? Yeah, it does have a max hit higher than the normal slasher, the assassin tower, which is just 1. So yes, it's the developer's way of giving the assassin tower the ability of area of effect, but only in certain circumstances, aka the circumstance being the 3rd combo attack of the assassin tower. Interestingly, it doesn't have a max hit. It says wide area attack that deals damage to all enemies in range, triggers on every 3rd attack. It's much like the other abilities in Tower Defense Simulator for other towers. One thing that comes to mind is the Brawler, which has a critical hit. I guess this is the critical hit, of the Assassin Tower, which, fair enough. And after that, you get upgraded blades for 1,500, which increases the damage from 8 to 18, so you're doubling it. The cost's probably not worth it, but then the Whirlwind Slash triggers on every 3rd slash. Damage from 6 to 18, range 6. I don't know if that gets upgraded with skills. I would imagine not so, but I don't know. And from this point onwards, you can see it deals relatively well with hordes, I guess. If you have multiple assassin towers, that is. If you don't have multiple assassin towers, I can imagine this could be a bit of a ball ache. If you only have just one assassin tower dealing area of effect damage, yeah, pretty difficult. But then at max level for $4,250, the range increases from about 6 to about 7, shall we say, 6.5. The fire rate decreases from 0.6 to 0.5, so I don't know if you compare that to the damage, 18 to 30, so you're getting 60-ish DPS. I imagine with the fire rate bug, it's slightly slower. Then also there's the delay after this slash. I don't think there's actually a delay, noticeable delay here. Oh, well, kinda. I guess that's visual, must be visual, and it gets a fan of knives, triggers every 150 damage dealt. Knife damage is 25, its range is 10, its pierce is 3, and then it still keeps the Whirlwind Slash, triggers every 3rd slash. So I wonder what happens, right, if the Assassin Tower simultaneously reaches its 3rd attack, but then also 150 damage dealt. What attack has priority? Yeah, so it's a ranged attack, and as the name suggests, it's a volley of knives, similar to the original slasher ability, which was a passive ability that was like every 5 seconds or so, whereas here it's damage based, similar to the engineer's scrap meter or the necromancer's soul meter. Well, that being said, the damage that's being dealt by the assassin tower doesn't seem to line up correctly with the amount of damage that it deals, right? So here, 30. Okay, that is accurate, but then you can see it deals 4 damage. It's constantly remaining at 5 damage, which isn't necessarily true. You can see it's dealing other damage variables like 2 and 17. Yeah, it's not increases from that. It seems like it's still kind of hit-based, I can't lie. I don't know if that's a bug or anything that developers would fix, but yeah, the volley of knives doesn't seem to be accurately tracking the damage of the Assassin Tower, so I don't know. But overall, yeah, the Assassin Tower, it seems like a okay-ish early game tower, maybe slightly better than the Shotgunner, at least in survival game modes. Then again, though, the Slash Tower doesn't have the utility of, I guess, stun immunity as the other, as the other melee towers have. So if I was to spawn in, I don't know, what's an enemy that's the Brute, for example, right? If that Brute were to, I don't know, throw some rocks at the Assassin Tower, I'd imagine they get stunned, which I guess is a disadvantage of using this tower. Yeah, they do get stunned. So, yeah, not good utility in terms of boss attacking. But I guess in terms of single target, non-boss enemies that don't stun towers, it's kind of okay. And I guess in Hordes, when you upgrade it later on, it does deal with them quite well. But then early on, it's not as good. So, yeah, this is just a wannabe slasher tower.